Everybody fears someone. It's one of our largest motivations. Oftentimes we fear saying something because it may not be perceived politically correct, so we self-censor. We fear the boss, so we self-censor. If we're hanging out in a friend group that tends to be largely of a political outlook, then we fear saying anything that would contradict that outlook. So we self-censor. Google fears that the common person will know the truth. So Google is heavily censored. TikTok censors, Instagram censors, Twitter censored heavily during the lockdowns and mandates. They were in collusion with the government to censor because they fear the truth getting out to the people. Politicians fear losing their funding, losing their support, losing their voters. Voters fear losing their hard-earned money, their rights. They fear losing free speech, the right to vote. We work because we fear losing our house. So rich people fear looking poor. Poor people fear ending up in a shelter, being taken advantage of, ending up in a neighborhood that's not very safe. Within relationships, we fear that the partner may stop loving us. We fear that our children may grow up to be destructive. People of a certain religion fear that they may go to hell, fear judgment from their God, fear judgment from their minister, fear judgment from their fellow parishioners. We all fear breaking rules. The women who wear the burqas and show very little of their faces, they fear the wrath of their husbands. They fear judgment from their fellow women. They fear judgment from Allah. They fear what may happen to them in the afterlife. Right now in society, there's a great fear amongst the left that if the right were in control, then all of a sudden it'd be a racist society and that we would lose the planet. There's a fear amongst conservatives that if liberals continue to be in control, we will lose our human rights. There's a fear amongst all groups that if we continue this particular route, this is what will happen. It's all religion. Everybody is religious about their values, about their outlooks and their belief systems. So if you believe a certain thing because you fear that if the opposite happened would be the worst thing for society, that there'd be more pain and suffering, that's the same fear of being sent to hell. And so if you're going to try to convince and convert people into your belief system, you use fear. If you vote for that person, or if you continue to think that way, then we're going to end up here. We wear certain labels and clothes because we fear judgment. We drive certain cars because we fear judgment. Everybody fears judgment. We saw a lot of this during the lockdowns and mandates, the pressure to get vaccinated. If you don't get vaccinated, you are the problem. If you are not virtuous, you will go to hell. And you will cause hell, pain, and suffering for other people. If you don't lock down, if you don't wear a mask, if you don't stay 6 feet apart, then you will be harming people. Therefore, you deserve pain, suffering, and hell. It's all religion. So if you believe that you're above religion or that it's superstition, most of your beliefs, especially if they're not fact or evidence-based, are superstition, therefore a form of religion, your own religion or that of your peers. So as long as you admit and acknowledge that you exist in fear, that you use fear to motivate other people or to frighten people, then we can all agree that we're all fear-based and we come to all of the issues out of fears that have been told to us from people that we respect and believe, not necessarily the facts or evidence.